Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm sharing with you everything you need to know about South African government bonds, what they are, how they work, and how you can start investing in them step by step. South African government bonds, just like government bonds around the world, are issued by the South African government. So that means that they're completely backed by the government and they're considered to be a secure investment if you're trying to hedge against inflation. So if inflation is going up, then a bond investment is more attractive because of the secure interest that it offers. And they usually come with a fixed term. So if you want to invest in a government bond, you have to be ready to commit to a set amount of time for your investment to be sitting there without you withdrawing that money. So all of those government bonds that we're going to discuss in this video and all the government bonds that are offered by the South African government all come with a set fixed term that you need to commit to in order to invest in that bond. There are three different types of government bonds that you can invest in. The first one is the fixed rate retail savings bond. The second one is the inflation-linked savings bond. And the third one is the RSA retail top-up bond. So all of these come with different terms in terms of how long you can invest in them, how much you can invest in them, as well as different rules that you need to take into account when you're deciding which bond you want to invest in. But there are some things that are shared universally across all three bonds. So the first thing is when it comes to withdrawals. So if you want to withdraw your money from your bond, you have to wait until it actually matures. Unless you decide to withdraw your money after 1 year, which is allowed, then you can submit an application to withdraw your money early. This is a little more complicated and it also comes with a penalty, so you won't get all of the money back. You will get most of it back, but they will definitely subtract some of that money from your withdrawal. So this rule applies to all three savings bonds. Ideally, you want to be withdrawing that money at the end of that investment period. The second thing is when it comes to taxes. Taxes are just a fact of life, and when it comes to your bond investment, you will also be taxed on the interest that you earn from that investment. So this completely depends on your income tax bracket because it will be taxed as income. There are some exemptions when it comes to being taxed on the interest that you earn from your investments and savings. So if you are under 65 years old, you will get 23,800 rands tax-free for your interest income. And if you're above 65 years old, then you get 34,000 plus tax-free on your interest income, which means that money, that first 34,000, that first 23,000 will not be counted towards your income tax. The last thing that these government bonds have in common is that when your investment reaches maturity, that is to say, if you have a 3-year bond and you reach that 3-year mark, you have the option to cash out your capital and the interest that you've earned from that investment, or you can choose to reinvest and restart that bond or invest in a different bond altogether. So those are the three things that these three government bonds have in common. Now let's go into more detail in terms of the specifics for each government bond. Let's start with the fixed rate retail savings bond. So the fixed rate retail savings bond has three different options when it comes to how long you want to commit to investing. You can commit to investing for 2, 3, or 5 years. And the longer your investment term, the higher the interest rate that you will earn. So if you're investing for 2 years, your investment will earn you 8% in interest. And if you invest for 3 years, your investment will earn you 8.5%. And if you invest for 5 years, your investment will earn you 9.75%. And you can choose whether or not you want the interest that you earn from your bond to be automatically reinvested, or if you want it to be paid out to your bank account every single month. So of course, the advantage is that if you choose to reinvest your interest, then that allows your money to compound over time, which is pretty much how wealth is built. But if you want to generate an extra income, then you want to choose that your interest be paid out to you, to your bank account, every single month. The really nice thing about the fixed rate retail savings bond is that there is no limit in terms of how much you can invest. The minimum is 1,000 rands, and you also have to keep in mind that you cannot make multiple deposits into that investment. So you have to make one big lump sum deposit and that's it. You cannot top up after that. So those are the basics about the fixed rate retail savings bond that you need to know. Now let's move on to the inflation linked retail savings bond. When it comes to the inflation linked retail savings bond, it's different from the fixed rate retail savings bond because the interest rate can change according to what the inflation rate is at that time. You can commit to investing in this bond for 3 years, 5 years, or 10 years. And just like the fixed rate retail savings bond, the longer the amount of time that you commit to, the higher the interest that you can earn. So currently, as of 2023, when you invest for 3 years, you earn 4% interest. And if you invest for 5 years, you earn 4.5% interest. And if you invest for 10 years, you get 5% interest. The interest rate for this bond is paid out every 6 months, mainly in May and November. But you cannot reinvest the interest, which is a little bit of a con for me because that means that you can't benefit from compounding interest. So this is a great investment if you're just looking to generate income and not necessarily grow your investment and gain capital gains. There is, however, no limit to how much you can actually invest in this bond, but there is a minimum of 1,000 rands for you to be able to access this investment. The next government bond I want to share with you today is the RSA Retail Savings Top Up Bond. This is probably one of the best options here when it comes to investing in South African government bonds because it has the unique feature where you can top up on your investment. So unlike the fixed rate retail savings bond and the inflation linked retail savings bond, where you can only make one deposit and that's it, when it comes to the top up savings bond, you can top up on your original investment. So to start things off, you need 500 rands to open that investment and get it started, and then after that you can make more deposits into your account for as little as 100 rand, and there is no limit as well in terms of how much capital you can put in there. And the other thing that differentiates this bond from the other two that we've discussed is that when you invest in this bond, you are committing to investing for 3 years. You don't get the option to choose between 3, 5 years, 10 years, or 2 years of investing like the other two bonds that we discussed. And another really cool thing about this bond is the fact that the interest that you earn can be reinvested so that your money actually compounds over time. Unlike the inflation-linked retail savings bond where you don't have that option. Now that you know how these retail savings bonds work, you might be interested in actually investing in one. Luckily enough, the investing process isn't that complicated. It definitely could be easier, but it's not that hard. These are the steps that you need to follow if you want to start investing in a retail savings bond. So the first step is registering online. There's an application form that you can fill out online with all your details. And then once you've completed that application form, they'll send you a link to your email address where you can click that link to activate your account. Once that's done, you can then email your documents. So your ID document or your permanent residence permit, as well as your proof of address. Those are the two documents that they need in order to verify your identity and to allow you to actually start investing. So they will provide the email address that you need to send your documents to when they send you the activation email. Once you've done all of this, you've registered online, you've activated your account, and you've sent your ID and proof of address documents, then you can actually make your first deposit into your selected retail savings bond. So yes, there's only two options when it comes to how you can make this deposit. You can make a bank transfer or you can make a direct bank deposit into the bank account that they will provide to you when you register. So this video has definitely been packed with a lot of information. So feel free to use the chapters that I've added to this video so that you can navigate to a specific part that you want to revisit or understand a little bit better. I'll also share links in the description for anyone who wants to go and do more research, which I highly encourage, and also to just register if you're interested to register. Again, please do remember that my videos are not financial advice, they're just for educational purposes and to share information with you guys. But if you enjoyed this video, you're going to really love my video all about how you can find dividend paying stocks and dividend paying ETFs that you can watch right now. And of course, if you watched until the end, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for supporting me. Please do leave a yellow heart in the comments so that I know that you watched until the end, and I will see you on my next video. Bye.